Countryside Community Church has become my spiritual happy place. From the moment we walked into the doors, we felt very welcome.
Seeing the big welcome sign and, watching.
Yeah, all are welcome here. Just, I was like, let's find out if that's true. Yeah, it made us very happy that we felt like this could be our church and we could get married here. And we did. We got married here. Eric married us and it was great.
If I can say 2 words about Countryside, is that it's my life.
What does Countryside mean to me? It means security, for one thing.
I just really love how open and loving the church is, and just how love is kind of the center of all their teachings.
I would say love is the main thing. Countryside means love.
And I think friends and fellowship make up the reason that I am involved in Countryside Community.
And what do you like about church?
I get hot chocolate.
I can't really put it into 2 words. Our lives were so involved in this church, and the people that we wouldn't have known without the church.
If I had one word to describe, I think it is the fellowship and the people we've met here.
Yeah, I would say something very similar to that. I enjoy the friendship and the, I can't think of a word I want to say, how much I love the people here. And I'm so proud when we talk about Countryside that we can talk about all the wonderful things that we've been involved in and that we want to carry out to our neighbors.
I feel very welcomed here, wanted, and that's top priority to me. So I'm very happy here.
I do love this church because when I am here, I feel like I'm home. There's absolutely no other where I'd rather be except maybe with my own family.
This whole atmosphere of the church, it's just a real closeness that everybody seems to have, and love for each other, and it just reminds me a little bit of, I'm from Madison, Nebraska originally, and I was in a small country church, and it kind of gives me this small, of course it's Countryside, but it gives me the country atmosphere where everybody truly is here for each other, and I just think that's so important. And so many institutions and places, they don't really care about each other, and so I get that feeling of really, like Sarah said, of being welcomed here.
Practically all my life I've been a member, and I don't really know how to encapsulate all that time, but what does the church mean to me? That's love and family, I think.
This is definitely my family right now, and I feel like I think I can come in here and be welcome anytime, and I know that I actually can't say I guess, I know that if I need help, this church is here for me. It's been here for me in the past, and it will be here for me in the future.
It's all of the friendships and the good times that we've had together, and it's been our mainstay when things weren't going so well in the world.
Countryside means a lot to me. It means that I always have people to call if I need something, and I want Countryside to know that I'm here for them as well.
And again, you come here now with all the social changes that we've gone through the years, and these are our family. These are who are like us, and we sure appreciate that.
the word family for me is what embodies this community. This ongoing love, this sense of family, and just in a way that we have never experienced ever before. So I would say that is my word to describe this community is family.
It's been beneficial to me spiritually, theologically, financially. It's helped me in so many different ways. And it's one thing I've always been a great believer in community. And to me, this is my community. This is the community that I come back to.
I have considered Countryside to be very important in my ongoing journey of trying to figure the religion, theology out. And I consider this my church home. I'm very excited about the move going out to 132nd because I now live on 165th. My husband and I raised our 2 children here, and I'm just real excited and very proud to say that I'm a member of Countryside.
It has been an evolution and a constant growth and change in my own spiritual development and growth. So when it comes down to the 2 words that for me epitomize my relationship with Countryside, I would have to put it into spiritual growth.
If I could describe in one word or a phrase what Countryside means to me or does for me, I probably want to say 2 things. That I love the concept that all are welcome. And Countryside is where I come to get stretched in my thinking, in my behavior. It's the one place in my life that brings certain values and ideas that I don't get at work. With most of the friends that I see, places that I go, and so Countryside is this beautiful, unique component in my life that gives me something that I don't get anywhere else. So it stretches me.
A lot of things in the country, but I think one of the things that makes me optimistic is things like the Tri-Faith tradition. I think it's a wonderful thing. And I think that's mainly what attracted me to this church, was the openness, the liberality of it, the openness to different traditions, and the activism within religion. We have one of the most active ministers around in the country right now. I know his reputation nationwide is very good, and I've read pretty much all the books he's written so far. I think I've read them all.
I didn't enjoy church as a young person, and really couldn't understand why people went to church. I was forced to go to church in my mind. And the first day at Countryside, I had this incredible, overwhelming feeling that I was home. And I could see the youth ministry at work with young folks, the 2 and 3 and 4-year-olds, and the Koyo group. And we were probably church shopping because our kids were 2 and 3 years old, that kind of a thing. And the feeling just overwhelmed me that I had found a place that was home. And so maybe didn't show up every weekend, every Sunday, and probably had plenty of years in there where we missed more Sundays than we made. But it's been home. It's been home for nearly 25 years.
Countryside has been incredibly important to me and my family. We've all been very active here, and I know that we will be. I now have a grandbaby who will be raised here, and it's just been a beautiful place for us to be. My time on the staff was incredibly meaningful to me, and I will always treasure it, and it was quite a privilege to be part of such a wonderful staff, and I also feel it's quite a privilege to be part of this congregation.
One of the things I've I was raised in a very religious family, but it wasn't a church-going family. My father came from the Methodist tradition, but he didn't believe in going to church. So I was raised in very liberal tradition. And it took me over 70 years, my lifetime, to actually find a church that I could fit into. And once I found this church, I fell in love with it. It's just been really a great home for me.
I would say my memories of this building are really tied to a number of events. I met my lovely bride here back in high school, and then we got married here. The services for both my parents were held here. The baptism of our 3 kids was held here. So this building has a lot of special memories for me and for our family.
But coming here has been such a great thing for me, and it was wonderful for my husband. He did not go to church for 20 years. Some of you remember him around here in the electric wheelchair, which used to scare me to death, but the 6 years that he was here, he never missed. And he loved it. And I had been so anti-religion, I guess, and even anti-God maybe at some point before I came here because of my bad experience. And coming here, both Eric and Chris have worked really hard to get me back where I need to be. I'm working on this path every day, but it is the pastors here and the people. The people are everything.
I was in choirs here, and I was confirmed here, and I graduated here, I was married here. Our children went here and were baptized and confirmed here, and now our grandchildren have been baptized here.
In 70, well, I'm 82 now, but in 70 years, I never was active in a church before. And when I came here, I decided this was a church. It's the first time I've ever actually donated money to a church. I don't donate much, but I donate when I can. And but I felt that this was a church worth being active in. I think it's got a lot of things, not just for within the church, but a lot of things to give to the community and to the world at large. I think we can really do a lot, I think, as a church.
The prayer that I have had guide my life is asking God to take me to places I wouldn't normally go on my own. And that has led me to immense joy and also extreme fear. But with opening my heart up to God and to the experience that can guide us and lead us to has been an overwhelming experience in my life.
I don't know, to sum it up, I really love this place. I love coming here every week, and I'm often here 4 times a week. But anyway, it's been a great experience, and I thank you for all everybody does to keep this church going as actively as it is.
This church building, it's a house, but the people in it are the home. And so our home is moving. And what's important to me is that we're still family and that we are still welcoming everybody.
Yeah, and as great as this building has been, the people that we've met and been fortunate to have been around have just been fabulous. I mean, that's what makes this place. So as sad as it will be in leaving here, I'm looking forward to the new building, but the continuation and growth of our church. There is no end.
We are at a point where shift is happening in our identities of what we ought to be as a Christian community, and we get to reinvent ourselves, and we get to do that in the grace of God, and we get to do that with God's calling and God's leading us into a whole new place. And there are no rules for that, so we get to just kind of make it up as we go along. And our authenticity that we already have in this community for asking questions and knowing that we don't know everything, and being able to be ultimately curious about how life works and what we should be doing with it,
will serve us well when we get there, because I think everyone's asking those questions. And we're going to be facing a whole new community there, a whole new neighborhood, and we'll get to ask those questions together. That's innovative. That's cutting edge stuff, leading us into places we've never been before, which is always exciting. Sometimes in order to grow, in order to become better, stronger, and move forward, you need to go through the pain of being repotted. Even though I know a lot of people are sad about leaving this location and this building and the history that we have here, sometimes we have to go through the pain of being repotted in order to continue to grow and flourish. And I feel that's what we're doing right now, and I am doing it with much excitement.
What we will take from this is the community that we have built here on this location for years. The people that make up this church are ones that are maybe a little nomadic, and we're able to move from place to place and to be able to take that Spirit of God to any location that we are in.
But we're constantly growing, and we're always open for new ideas, new innovations, just new in general, and looking for the growth that we're going to have as we reach out to our Tri-Faith neighbors.
The committees that have overseen the design and structure of the new building have gone to great detail to make it a very welcoming and opening environment, from the layout of the church to the finishes. And it's going to continue to be an awesome, welcoming environment, and no stress when you walk in the door, just a feeling of love and camaraderie. And that's what we're looking forward to mostly, as well as partnering with our new faith partners. And that has opened so many doors for me spiritually and emotionally, that we're all here on this earth to navigate all of the stuff that goes on here. And at the end of the day, we're all coming together out of love and understanding, and that's really what's the most exciting part to me.
Our new location presents us with a really great opportunity to be able to share all the hospitality and the care that we have for one another with an entirely new group of people. We have our brothers and sisters in the Muslim community and the Jewish community that are just waiting to hear our stories, just like we were waiting to hear their stories about what brought them joy for being part of the Tri-Faith. So that authentic kind of conversational easiness that we have with one another in our community, I think, is something that we'll take with us and will help us gain even that many more friends when we move.
I thought this Tri-Faith was, this is ground zero. This is where it starts, and it'll spread eventually. And you know, maybe in time the world will go this way, you know, and stop all this bickering and internal strife, this group against that group, and everybody will start getting along. Well, we think of it as the building. It's not the building. It's all the people.
Okay, we're on. I'm on.